was that? Did it not? Oh, Eric.
Mic check 1 2 3 1 2 3
I
4
was like,
5.
that
Mic
didn't sound
check.
like anybody I know.
I don't know. And there's
Sophia, mic check.
Check, check. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5.
Can you ask him how far up on
Gotcha, thank
on
you.
I-240 that wreck was?
Oh yeah. Let me text that. Check, 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 check. Yay. Alexis and Wayne, good morning. Well, we are heading eastbound on I 240. This is that area that had that traffic, that wreck that Alexis was talking about earlier. Now, I think either we have passed it and maybe that scene has cleared, or we're about to come up on it. But I will say that once we joined I 240 eastbound, there was a big backup, and that is due to some lanes merging, some people heading out, all deciding to go right now to make their commute over to work, but also staying pretty slow, not trying to cause any wrecks in this area because these roads are slick. Now, we were west earlier near Will Rogers, and we did see some heavy downpour over there, but right now we're not really seeing much rain on this side, just a lot of strong winds and some cautious drivers for certain. So, like Chloe was saying, it is a stormy start, but we will see a calmer ending by around 9 or 10 in the morning later today. But right now, we're just keeping an eye out for those traffic stops and just those wrecks that we might see later today. But we'll check in with you guys at our next stop. For Good Day Oklahoma, I'm Sophia Cabrera. Yay! Good morning. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Immediately after commercial. 9:35 southbound. Yep, do it.
Welcome back to town. It's 6 to 44, and we're continuing our team coverage as we take a live look at parts of Metro where traffic is being impacted by the weather. Yeah, we're seeing it right now. The new home of Sophia Cabrera is on the road right now. Sophia, where are you right now? And that rain coming down pretty hard right now.
Alexis and Wayne, good morning. Well, we are southbound on I 35 right now. And as you can see, there's some cars in front of us with their hazards on right now, just making sure people behind us can see them driving. Now, the rain is coming down, but we just got off of I 240 westbound, and that is where the thick of the rain is truly at. And also over there, westbound and eastbound on I 240 is construction. So I definitely want to point out that if you're in an area where there's some construction, there is some puddling there as well. So when you're driving, you definitely want to be cautious around those puddles. You don't want to be splashing too hard or even getting stuck in some of these holes that are in the ground from the construction. So we are heading now southbound I 35. And so far, everybody's driving pretty cautiously. The rain over here hasn't been too bad. We've seen some thunder, we've seen some lightning, but we'll check in when we're at our next stop. But you definitely want to bring out an umbrella and a nice coat to combat that wind and rain that you'll experience when you head out the door this morning on your way out. For Good Day Oklahoma, I'm Sophia Cabrera.
Thanks, Sophia. Well, hey, with the coverage, we want you to be sure to sign up for our newsletter, read the top local and national headlines,
Check, check, check. One, two, one, two. Ah!
Was 65 miles per hour. People are now at 43 miles per hour on average. This
Yeah.
drive from the more area into the city is going to take you 18 minutes. Meanwhile, there is now a 20-minute drive from State Highway 37 to I-40. People have slowed down 2 minutes here, 2 minutes. Just how powerful the storm is moving right now, and just how it really is impacting all your traffic right now. Now, the only delay I'm not seeing right here is eastbound I-4 Junction Pass to I-44, which is moving pretty well. It's about only 10 miles per hour under what it normally is, around 65, but it's looking really great right now. And meanwhile, last but not least, I-240, that backup is here, moving from the lanes on the westbound into the east into the city. So just be mindful of that. And last but not least, more Norman, looking great down there for y'all as you head into the city. Let's take a live look at your ODOT traffic cam. This is showing I-40 and Reno. The roadways are wet and sleek, so just be mindful. Slow down from your normal speed, and you should get to work on time.
Whoa.
Yeah, slow down those roads. And speaking of which, we have team coverage across the metro taking a look at those road conditions as that rain is really coming down this morning. Let's first start off with Chloe Davis. She is live right now. Chloe, where are you and what can you tell us about those road conditions?
Good morning, Wayne. Yeah, we're heading back east now towards Yukon, and when we were heading west earlier, when we were just speaking to you, you could see visibility was terrible heading west because that is where the storm is coming in from. But heading east, visibility is a little bit better here on the highway on I-40. Now the roads are wet, and we are just seeing constant lightning strikes. The sky is flashing, and yeah, as you can see, drivers are being cautious with what we're seeing off road here, and it's a little hard to see the lanes.
side? Oh, okay.
And so yesterday the high winds and air masses keeping our locations on the south side of the metro. Now for this patch right here with River as well, Miss Sofia Cabrera. Now this is as we drive on I-35. What is happening on this side?
Well, Alexis, good morning. We are northbound I-35, about to turn into north 235, and the visibility here is low. We are crossing the Oklahoma River, and from where the Oklahoma River Bridge kind of begins, when you can see the skyline, you could not see anything but the blue light from Devon Tower. That's how low visibility is right here. And as you can see, all of these cars merging into these lanes together, they are going pretty slow. We've got a lot of cautious drivers out here, which makes me very happy to see. Only maybe two people we've seen speeding, or maybe they're just really trying to get to work or their breakfast this morning. No worries. Everybody else seems to be pretty cautious with this rain. Now, this rain is coming down. This seems to be kind of the thick of it near the city. Now, you can see the skyline in the far distance. That is Devon Tower, that blue light that you see, and then the Bank First light above their tower as well. But the rain is coming down. These roads are slick. And another thing I want to point out is that you can't really see the lane markers, the painted lines that differentiate the lanes. So you definitely want to be cautious while you're driving out today. Make sure those eyes are peeled to the roads and not on your phone or anything. And also make sure to pack an umbrella and a nice coat to keep you warm on your way out this morning. For Good Day Oklahoma, I'm Sophia Cabrera.
Turning to developing news, we're learning
Check, check, 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Morning, morning. Check, check, 1 2 1 2.
Your time, 7:25 and happening right now. We are keeping an eye on those weather conditions on the south side of the metro and how it's impacting the roadways. Good day, Oklahoma. Sophia Cabrera is live on the road near I-35. Sophia, what are you seeing? We see there's a lot of rain out there right now.
Alexis, good morning. Well, there was so much rain that we even had to pull over real quick on an on cue near Wilshire and Broadway, and we could see the wind pushing the rain even farther. Now, Conrad earlier was talking about how these winds are very strong, 70 miles per hour wind, and that is kind of what we're seeing here on the ground. We're seeing that wind push that rain far, 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 and with so much force. It's very, very strong out here. Now, right now, we are heading eastbound on I-45 toward, or I-44, excuse me, towards the Edmond area. The roads out here are looking a little bit clear. There's not that many people on the roads over on this side of town, but these roads are still wet. They are still very slick. Now, earlier we were heading northbound on I-35 or 235, excuse me, and we did see some slowdowns with traffic, but as I've been saying all morning, we've seen a lot of cautious drivers. People put their hazard lights on, people driving at the speed limit or below. But over here on eastbound I 44, there's not that many cars, as you can see, heading towards that Edmond area. Now, the rain is moderate over here, I would say, but as we're heading more north, we're going to see it start to pick up certainly some more. We've seen some puddling over here on the area as well, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Keep your eyes peeled to the road and just stay safe on your morning commute. For Good Day Oklahoma, I'm Sophia Cabrera.
Right, Sophia, thank you. Been a lot of live.
here of where that possibility of some of that hail is, you know, with that radar picking up some detection of a lot of things being up in the atmosphere, and that's in the form of some debris and some hail as well. That's where the highest possibility of the largest hail is, wherever you see these dark colors here, the black colors, or those darker purple colors in and around Dale, Shawnee Reservoir as well. Pink's about to get into this as well. Hazel Dell, you're just outside of this confirmed tornado warning, but hey, this could get extended very easily in just the next several minutes or so. This would be the first one that would get extended if this is still holding together, just because the southern confirmed tornado warning is in effect till around 8 a.m. time frame. And then we do have that northern one that is in effect till around 8:15 time frame. So we have another 5 minutes or so with this, southern confirmed tornado warning as of right now. But yeah, I mean, it's picking up a little bit more steam. It's picking up, a little bit more speed, going at around 50 to 55 miles per hour as of right now. So we're seeing lots of lightning with this. We're seeing a lot of rainfall with this. Now, we've been lacking rainfall. We've only seen less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall in the whole entire month of December. So we needed the rainfall, but when all of this comes down at once, now it creates some problems. And that problems are in the form of some flooding. Some aerial flooding is in effect. Aerial flood advisories are in effect right now for a lot of areas. You could see that here. So wherever you're seeing these, stronger storms, that's causing a little bit more issues all over the region when it comes to, lightning, some gusty winds. We are also looking at some hail as well, looking at, of course, that heavy rainfall embedded in there as well. But still seeing 2 confirmed tornado warnings in effect right now. This one got a little bit smaller. You just saw that update come in, around 45 seconds or so. It was a little bit larger. Now it became a little bit smaller when it comes to the actual confirmed tornado. So National Weather Service is on top of this, tracking it, narrowing things down. But we're still seeing some pretty good areas of some rotation as well. Just to the north and west of Shawnee Reservoir as of right now. Clark's Heights, you're just pretty much on that southeastern side of this confirmed tornado warning, but you're still on alert. You're still prepared. You're still treating this as in this tornado possible, tornadoes coming in to your area. But yes, confirmed tornado, which means there is an actual tornado on the ground. It's not just radar indicated, it's actually on the ground. So it's happening right now, real time, as we are currently tracking this right now, but continuing to see more of that rotation. 3 good areas of possible rotation here with this northern one. Now taking a look at the southern one, it hasn't been extended yet. That southern confirmed tornado warning has not been extended yet. Usually if we're getting this close, this tight to it expiring and it hasn't been extended yet, means it possibly won't be extended. But hey, we still have around 2.5 minutes or so to see if the southern confirmed tornado warning is going to be extended into, let's say, Shawnee area, Bethel Acres. We'll see how things go. We got another 2 minutes or so to see what exactly transpires with this confirmed tornado warning. It does look like that rotation is getting just a little bit smaller, but that doesn't mean, hey, we're off the hook. Things are improving. It's getting a little bit smaller, which is a good sign. And, National Weather Service has not put that confirmed tornado extension, but it has just extended that tornado warning here a little bit more to the north and east. Let's track this out with the cone. So tracking this out with the cone, putting a little bit more of a time frame of this happening. Let's say 50 miles per hour. That's the speed it's going at right now. So this confirmed tornado warning, right? That's now been extended for, many of these areas here. Exactly like I was just saying, could get extended. Gaddy, 8:04 a.m. Shawnee, 8:07 a.m. for you. Neil, 8:15 a.m. for you. Johnson, same story for you, 8:15 a.m. Clifton around 8:20 a.m. Garden Grove around 8:20 a.m. You got Meeker, same story for 8:20 a.m. Little around 8:23 a.m. Payson, you're around 8:25 a.m. for the possibility for the strongest side of this tornado warning. And then we are also looking at Centerview around 8:26 a.m. So you could pretty much see exactly what is happening right here. You could see that possible, that tornado that is on the ground as of right now. A few areas that could possibly see this cone extending in many areas. And then the northern side of this, that's pretty much like how close it is to each other. Very, very close. So there's many, many areas that are continuing to be in this tornado warning, this confirmed tornado warning as well, just to the north. that is currently in effect in Potawatomi County here. And, that will continue that north and east trajectory as we continue to track this. Now, this tornado warning that has just been issued, it's in effect till around 8:30 a.m. time frame. We're still seeing an aerial flood advisory in effect for the Oklahoma City metro area, but now that line of showers and storms has mainly moved to the east of the metro area, closer to Luther, Chandler, McLeod, Shawnee's right in the middle of this as well. Now, the areas of rotation for this confirmed tornado up north looks, not as impressive as what it looked like not that long ago, but doesn't mean we are going to be off the hook, not at all. We are continuing to track this, still seeing 3 areas of possible rotation outside. There could be at least 1, maybe more, maybe multiple tornadoes here in this actual confirmed tornado warning just to the north. That does include, of course, Potawatomi here. Dale, you're right in the middle of that once again. Clark's Heights, I know you're just outside, just south of that confirmed tornado, but you're treating this like you are in it. You are treating this like, you have to take shelter. You have to be in your safe spot once again. Hazel Dell, you're not in that confirmed tornado just yet. This is in effect till 8:15, but it could get extended any minute now. National Weather Service, and we're here tracking this every second of this happening. If it does get extended, even if it doesn't get extended in Hazel Dell, right now is your time to prepare. I know a lot of people might not be getting those warnings on their phones, but you want to make sure your family members, especially kids, elders, close family members, friends, anyone you could possibly think of, after you are in that safe spot, make sure they are prepared as well. A lot of people are still sleeping. I mean, it's only 8 a.m. A lot of people are still sleeping. It's Thursday morning here, 8 a.m., middle of January almost, and hopefully folks have been paying attention to this possible risk that we've been talking about for at least the last couple of days. But yes, that confirmed tornado warning still in effect till 8:15 a.m. time frame, has not been extended just yet. But like you saw with that southern confirmed tornado warning, they wait, National Weather Service was waiting a couple of minutes right before it got extended. So still got extended, still meaning there is possible, tornado somewhere in these areas here. So we'll continue to see. It's not well defined here. Looking at this reflectivity, doesn't look like, doesn't give us that clear kind of picture that we had 30 minutes ago with that where that possible tornado could be. Not as well defined, but doesn't mean it's not there. Could be anywhere in these areas. There could be multiple spots where this possible tornadoes could be outside in these regions. Johnson, Garden Grove, Belmont, you want to make sure you are prepared as well. Centerview, same story for you. Continuing to see that tornado warning right now in effect. This bottom one, 8:30 a.m. Confirmed tornado, 8:15 a.m. We'll continue to track this and see if this possibly gets extended or not, especially that northern one. If anything, that northern confirmed tornado warning, the one where you see my mouse at right now, will be the first one to get extended if it is still holding strength. And it looks like it's still holding a little bit of strength, and not as impressive as what it was looking at around 20 minutes or so ago. But we are continuing to track this even with some hail in there as well, continuing to see that potential of somewhere in these areas seeing this possible tornado. Moving pretty quickly as well with the news updates coming in here from the National Weather Service. They are, of course, continuing this tornado warning in effect in Lincoln County, Potawatomi County as well. But like I said, hail not being the biggest, not the primary threat out of this. Continuing to look at, max hail size right around closer to an inch. So we've seen a lot worse. But the thing is, tornado warning, that is the main key here. And this confirmed tornado warning, look what just happened, just got extended even further. So let's look into it real quick. Let's see what this newest update is here. Confirmed tornado warning, 8:30 a.m. for Potawatomi County here. Lincoln County, you are included in this confirmed tornado warning as well. So this line of showers and thunderstorms that are passing by has been getting picked up pretty well, very well, very, very well by radar the last 48 hours or so. But we are continuing to see a little bit of wind shear up in the atmosphere. We're seeing some instability as well. We are continuing to see some of these ingredients coming into play for, these tornadoes that spun up. It is almost middle of January, and we're not used to seeing this. We're used to seeing winter-ish kind of weather, but we are tracking two tornado warnings, confirmed tornado warning as well as a tornado warning just to the south of that, continuing to see that line, that well-defined line of thunderstorms passing on by. Pretty quick moving. It was moving a lot quicker earlier, 35, 40 minutes ago or so, around 70 miles per hour earlier than that as well. But now it has slowed down just a little bit, but still going around 50 to 55 miles per hour. That's slightly above average when it comes to an actual thunderstorm speed, but overall, though, still seeing many of these areas. Look how large this area is. Let me kind of take a little bit more of a wider view of this. It does look like there might be starting to overlap a little bit. You could see this southern tornado warning heading a little bit more northeast, and then you have that northern confirmed tornado warning is headed more northeast. So you could see a little bit of that overlap there, right? You could see this one going here a little bit more northeast. Do you see that? And then this one going a little bit more northeast. So it does look like it might be a little bit of overlapping, which means more weakening is going to be possible as well. But, as of right now, still continuing to see two of those tornado warnings, possibly even more than two tornadoes outside as well. So you want to make sure you are definitely in your safe shelter. You want to make sure your friends, your family members are well aware of exactly what's happening. It's the early morning hours on a Thursday. A lot of people are sleeping. A lot of people might not be getting these alerts on their phones. Of course, technology nowadays gives us these alerts. Hey, confirmed tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning, aerial flood advisory is what we're currently seeing. But you want to make sure your family members are well prepared too. But you want to make sure you're in that safe shelter first before making any kind of calls, to make sure your family members are safe. The most important is, of course, life, kids, pets, everybody. Life is the number one thing we are trying to protect here, and that is why we are emphasizing why you want to make sure you are in that safe shelter. You are in the lowest level of your property. You are in the most interior portion of your house. You're not by any windows. You're not looking out the windows trying to see where this could possibly be. You are in that safe shelter. We're here to track this for you. We're here to keep everybody safe. So you really want to make sure you have that severe weather plan in place right now. I know it's middle of January, might have caught some people off guard, but we've been tracking this. We've been talking about this possibility, and worst case scenario has been happening where these tornado warnings have popped up. But we've been tracking it. We're going to continue to track this all morning long. Pretty, 50 to 55 mile per hour storm moving to the northeast for the most part. So a little bit above average when it comes to the actual speed, and not as defined as what it was 30 plus minutes ago. So that's a better sign that it's starting to weaken just a little bit, possibly weakening just a little bit, but doesn't mean we're out of the woods. Not even close. Not out of the woods just yet. Continuing to track these two confirmed, currently technically one confirmed tornado warning, because this back one is actually about to expire or should be canceled here within the next couple of minutes or so. I don't think they're going to keep that one up till 8:15, since more of that, the main component of this thunderstorm, this confirmed tornado warning, is to the east as of right now. So we are continuing to track this. Not as well defined, like I was telling you guys. It's not as easy to kind of pinpoint where exactly we could see, these tornadoes on the ground as of right now. Not quite seeing the well definition. There's a little bit of signature in and around, winds going towards the radar and away from the radar. So once we start seeing a little bit of this, starting to give us some indications, there's something there. There's a tornado possibly on the ground, but we are seeing that confirmed tornado warning in effect till 8:30. And then this one's in effect till around 8:15. Let me just make sure here. Oh, this one's in effect till 8:30. The southern tornado warning in effect till 8:30. And then now the confirmed tornado warning, same story, in effect till around 8:30. So we have another 21 minutes or so, at least another 21 minutes or so, continuing to track these. Let me pull up the cone here for us real quick. So let's say here, let me actually zoom out just a little bit more because it is a fast moving cell here. So let's say possibly tornado might be right there. Let's say it's moving around 51 miles per hour. All right. So now this is what our cones kind of giving us a little bit more of a projection. Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen at these times. A little bit more of a indication of when the worst of this could possibly be in your town. So you want to make sure you are prepared. Johnstown, 8:15 a.m. Garden Grove, 8:20 a.m. Payson, around 8:24 a.m. Centerview, 8:27 a.m. And then you have Sparks, 8:29 a.m. Just to name a few here, not going through that whole entire list. You got Arlington, 8:32 a.m. Davenport, 8:38 a.m. And this is where you could possibly see the worst of this tornado warning currently in effect. This current confirmed tornado warning, which means it has been spotted. It has been, shown that, hey, we are seeing this actual tornado actually on the ground. It touched the ground. So it's not only radar indicated in the atmosphere, it's actually on the ground as of right now. Let me kind of give out a cone for that northern tornado warning we're currently seeing. Like I said, not seeing that well definition, not seeing that good definition when it comes to where that possible tornado could be here. But let's kind of give a little bit more of an approximation of what we could expect. I'm going to expand this a little bit more for us, okay? So let's go around here, and then it's moving very fast, around, let's go 52 miles an hour. All right, some of these areas here, right? This is where this line is going to continue to move on through, right? So now we're looking at Belmont, 8:18 a.m., Prague, 8:23 a.m., Wilzetta, 8:25 a.m., Arlington, Prague, 8:23 a.m. for you, right? Arlington, 8:29 a.m. So you don't have time. You might think, hey, I have 15, 20 minutes or so, but that's not the case. This is kind of an estimate of when it could potentially be in your area. Might pick up a little bit of speed. It picked up a little bit of speed within the last 20 minutes or so. It's moving at around 50 to 55 miles per hour as of right now, pretty much northeast into some of these regions here. So Arlington, you are on that northern end, but you are ready for this. You are going to that safe shelter now. I'm telling you, pets, kids, elders, yourselves, your neighbors, make sure everybody is well aware of exactly what's happening. This is right around rush hour time frame, so we were expecting, roads not to be in good shape, and that possible tornado warnings might be popping up here, and, we are seeing that. We are currently seeing 2 of these showing up here on radar. So we take a little bit more of a wider view. We are seeing large area of a severe thunderstorm warning. It just keeps getting extended, if you folks could see, pretty much right at that border of Kansas, right? And then all the way down just south of, let's say, Pauls Valley, right? Just south of Ada, continuing to see the severe thunderstorm warning in effect. So massive, massive area where, we're seeing the severe thunderstorm warning, this line moving on through. And this is exactly what we've been tracking all morning long, even before it formed. We knew there was going to be this strong to potentially severe line moving on through, and that's exactly what we are seeing. But unfortunately, we are seeing a couple of tornado warnings in effect right now. Zooming in on that, a little bit more of a closer look for our region, continuing to see both tornado warnings, confirmed tornado warning in effect till, in Lincoln County till 8:30 a.m. Newest updates coming on in, of course. So talking about the newest updates coming in here for, South Central Lincoln and North Central Potawatomi counties. Let's talk about it. Moving northeast now at 60 miles per hour. So now it's gaining a little bit of speed, which is good. We want it out of our region as quickly as we possibly can. So moving around 60 miles an hour is a better sign that it's starting to speed up, not slowing down. We don't want it to be slowing down. We don't want this at all, but we are seeing confirmed tornado warning in effect currently till 8:30 a.m. So we have another 16 minutes or so, exactly 16 minutes or so at least. Might get extended again. We'll see how things go. But yes, Arlington, you're a little bit more on that northern side of this, but still inside This confirmed tornado warning currently in effect, not as well defined as what it looked like, 30, 45 minutes ago, even an hour ago, but continuing to track exactly what is happening here. Center view, you were just on the southern end of this confirmed tornado warning. So, newest updates coming in. Hail still not large, still not looking at, the most damaging hail, not looking at, anything larger than an inch time frame here for us. So we're continuing to see hail size up to an inch as of right now. Like I said, moving pretty quickly north and east at around 60 miles per hour. And we are continuing to track this as of right now. But still seeing these, tornado warnings, confirmed tornado warning in effect right now for multiple areas here. And looking at a little bit more into details on that first one, we are seeing this was a little bit time ago, but it was close to on Interstate 40 between mile markers 184 and 192. Now, of course, that has been a few minutes ago, so it's closer to maybe 210 marker out there, plus or minus 25 miles in that region. So we are continuing to track this. Sirens have been activated in Meeker, all over the region. So that is a good sign that these sirens have been issued, warning people, giving that extra warning to some of these, a lot of these people, a lot of these areas. It is a Thursday. There might be some kids in school. I know there was just winter break. But overall, though, there is that possibility. There is actual tornado in here, somewhere in here, most likely going to be in maybe any of these areas here, right? This is pretty much showing where that possible rotation detection is showing up here on the radar currently. And there's a few spots, actually. Smaller area, the even smaller area was one of the larger areas here closer to Belmont as well, continuing to see a little bit more of that possibility of where these or this tornado could be. Could be one, could be two. As of right now, we're seeing at least two tornado warnings outside, confirmed tornado warning. So we're going to continue to track this. Of course, we're here. Let me just look at newest updates coming in about this actual tornado warning. Give me a second here. Continuing to track, the newest updates coming in nonstop. We are continuing to look at exactly what could be transpiring here. But as of right now, still got plenty of time, still got around 14 minutes or so for this confirmed tornado warning right now. They are overlapping as of right now. So we're still treating this as, at least one tornado is on the ground as we are currently speaking. But like I said, I mean, there's not a very obvious area where this possible tornado or tornadoes could be. It's not well defined, but you don't need it to be well defined for possible tornadic activity, possible tornadoes on the ground. It has been confirmed tornadoes, so there is at least one or two, if not more, actual tornadoes on the ground. And then let's look at the hail tracker here, because that's another big component for us. That's another big thing we got to talk about, just because with the strong winds and how fast this hail is coming in, looking at lot of larger area for possible hail core here. Hazeldale, Dale, you are right in the middle of this right now, seeing possible hail size, maybe an inch, if not even larger in many locations here. Meeker, you're just about to be in on more of that larger hail that is possible, that is moving into your area right now with this line of thunderstorms continuing to track pretty much north and east, going at a pretty decent speeds, picking up intensity, going around 60 miles per hour now. So it's gaining a little bit of speed. We want it to continue to gain a bit more speed so it continues to track outside of the region. But Johnson, you are included in this as well. You are in this confirmed tornado warning currently. Garden Grove as well. You are in this. Let's see the possible rotation detector for the region, right, where we could possibly see a little bit more of that rotation. Doesn't mean that it could be outside of this as well, but timing this out, let me pull this up real quick, showing where it could possibly be in these areas. A little projection, it could be coming in a little bit earlier than what it's actually shown here, but these are pretty much the projections of when the worst of this could possibly be in your area. But you want to make sure now you are well prepared. You want to be fully ready. You want to make sure everybody's in that safe shelter. You want to make sure everyone's in that lowest level of your property, basement, bathroom, interior portion of the house. You want to be as far away from the outside as you possibly can. So, you know, bathroom, bathtub is also a good spot as well. Don't be by windows. This is not the time to look out the window trying to find this possible tornado where it could be. Now's your time to make sure you are trying to protect your life, your family's life, your pets' lives, your friends' family as well. But possibly seeing any of these areas here, timing this out for you. Arlington, 8:26 a.m. for you. Midway, around 8:34 a.m. for you as well. And then Milfay, around 8:42 a.m. That's where that possibly worst of this could be. Mason, around 8:47 a.m. for you, where possibly the worst of this could move in. It could be a little bit earlier, but like I said, you want to make sure you are prepared for this now. We got another 11 minutes or so with this confirmed tornado warning that is currently in effect. 11 minutes, but doesn't mean, you know, it's not going to get extended, because it very likely might be extended even longer, much longer than, you know, 8:30 a.m. time frame. But Shawnee spotter, you know, check that on I-40 between Grand and Brangus Road. Not seeing too much of, you know, debris out there, which is a good sign, you know, but still continuing to monitor broad circulation. It's now generally just to the west of Prague, right? It does not look as tight as previous, you know, as it previously looked like I was saying. You know, it's not quite as well defined as it did look over 30 minutes ago. We are continuing to see a very broad swath of damaging winds with this, around at least 60 miles per hour. And the tornado warning, confirmed tornado warning, still remains valid until at least 8:30 a.m. So we are continuing to track where possibly at least one tornado is on the ground as of right now. We are currently speaking. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. Seeing a little bit more of a line now where possible rotation currently is currently moving on in closer to Arlington area. So even if you're outside of these regions, you are definitely in that shelter. You are well prepared for anything that could transpire all over the region. But yeah, we are continuing to track this. We're continuing to look at even more updates here. We have Chief Meteorologist Jack coming on in here shortly, and we are continuing to track this with newest updates.
Yeah,
rolling
Cameron,
on
you can stay on the wall here. I'll drive
Okay.
for you.
Cool,
Guys
cool,
in the back, if we could go to links 1, and I'll drive for Conrad there. That way we can just get ourselves settled and then make the last little switch here. But yeah, we've been tracking a number of these tornado warnings throughout the entire morning this morning. We've been watching on the velocity, a lot of those little circulations. Now, right now, it doesn't look to be as impressive looking as it once did earlier on, but a lot of these little tight little circulations that we had, that was the reason why we had some of our strong wind gusts. So we've had a lot of power outages across parts of the metro area because of those down power lines, just making a really slow go of things, even though the storms have now passed through the core metro area. But as you can see by the Prague area, we are still looking at that area of rotation. Quite broad right now, but still looking at that to be kind of our area of concern. Like Conrad's been saying, we've got this for another about 8 more minutes or so. And thankfully, even though we had been seeing earlier on some reports of confirmed tornadoes, when we look at the debris signature, thankfully we don't have anything like that going on right now, which is good. But I think we still have to kind of watch how these storms progress. I will say, though, if you're making drives to, let's say from here into into green country, heading towards Tulsa, I would just probably hold off on that for a little bit longer, just because, to be honest, Conrad, probably is going to be looking worse for northeast Oklahoma throughout the remainder of our morning this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we are continuing to see, this confirmed tornado warning, which of course gives us that indication that there is a tornado on the ground. Hasn't been extended just yet, but doesn't mean we're out of the woods, not even close out of the woods. We are continuing to see a lot more of that favorable environment north and east as well. So,
and that's one
green
thing
country.
with these storms too. They've been so fast moving that these just spin up really quickly, and then they're gone, but they move so fast. So that's why I want to make sure that we're giving everybody enough lead time here to just make sure that we can get to your safe spot, especially away from those windows.
Absolutely. Let's kind of time this out for you real quick. 8:29 a.m. here for Arlington. Patton for you, 8:34 a.m. Midway, 8:36. Then just to name a few here, you have Aaron around 8:42 a.m. for us. Castle, 8:45 a.m. Ridge Junction, 8:45 a.m. You have Welty around 8:46 a.m. for us, and then Iron Post around 8:49 a.m. So even if, let's say, for example, you're in and around Iron Post, 8:49 a.m., you might think you have a little over 20 minutes, but you don't. you want to make sure you are definitely in that safe shelter. Better to get there super early than to get there a little bit too late. So you want to make sure you're on that lowest level of your property. But look how large this area is. Not quite as large as 30 minutes ago where it was stretching, you know, from pretty much Sulphur all the way to that border of Kansas. But still seeing a very massive area, Jack, here, where we are continuing to see these warnings all over the area.
Yeah, earlier on this morning, it was actually the southern part of the line that was more impressive looking, and now it's kind of this northern part. But I do think, though, that, yeah, going northeastward into more of the northeastern corner of the state, green country, that's going to be an issue going forward because the environment's a little bit more favorable for that continuation of more of those severe thunderstorms as well as tornado warnings. So we just have this last little bit before it's out of our area, before it moves into Tulsa's viewing area. But we've been noticing, though, just a lot in the way of these little notches. And a lot of times these remain, you know, pretty hard to see on the radar, but still you can kind of see that little spot right by the Prague area. That's a little area that we've had that area of rotation, and that's what prompted so many of these tornado warnings this morning. Just these small little areas there of rotation. In fact, if we put a little bit of a lapse and go back in time, you can just kind of watch those little areas, and it's, you know, very hard to actually see just because it's all the same color. But you look at the different shades, the darker reds compared to the lighter reds, that's actually a little area of rotation. And so it's all these just very small little features that we've been seeing on our velocity product this morning that has been able to confirm that we've got tornadoes that have been able to spin up.
Yeah, no, exactly, Jack. You know, hail isn't the biggest threat out of this. You know, of course,
yeah,
we're seeing
there's like hardly any hail out of these.
Barely anything. Yeah, not too much updraft, but up to an inch of hail size, so that's not too bad. We've seen much worse outside, but we don't see this often at all. This is, doesn't happen often where we actually see tornado warnings and confirmed tornado warnings in January, middle of winter technically, and it's feeling more like spring, you know, with near record highs for today in the low 70s. So, of course, we're seeing a lot more, you know, ingredients coming into play in the atmosphere, a little bit more instability as well. Wind shear coming in a little bit stronger than expected, and that's why we're seeing a lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings and confirmed tornado as of right now. Another 4 minutes or so, Jack. So any updates on there on that?
No more updates, but just like you were saying, how there's a little bit more wind shear to work with. There's also more in the way of moisture as well. It was very, very humid this morning when I left for a couple hours. It was. It did not feel like January. I mean, it felt like springtime, and so you could just tell that something was up in the air. And you know, that extra moisture has now been the reason why we not only have these tornado warnings, but also the reason why SPC went with a little slight risk for the remainder of the morning into the early afternoon into the northeastern corner of the state, because the tornado parameters are just a little bit higher now, and we just know how things go in the early morning hours when we get these line of storms, and that's this is what happened. So
yeah, no. So since you brought that up, Jack, I was thinking the same thing a few hours ago. You know, when I was coming into work and I was just peeking outside just to check out on the weather conditions, I'm like, hey, it feels so humid outside. It kind of smells like a spring storm is coming in. Yeah, so I knew something's up too.
Yeah, when you came in and when I went home for a little bit, it definitely felt different, and it makes sense here. We just have just a last little bit here of that tornado warning, just for a few more minutes here in Lincoln County before it moves into more of Tulsa's side of the state, where you got Creek and Ofuskee counties that'll be next in line. But even good news for them, we're still not looking at exactly a lot in the way of rotation anymore with that area. It's really weakened and broadened out quite a bit. But that's how these kind of go. They just kind of come and go, where it's tight for a little bit and we have those areas of rotation, and then after that, then it's fine for a little bit, and then we start to see those parameters tighten back up again. And so, but at that point, it'll be out of our area then at that point.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's been on the ground for a pretty long time, Jack, you know, well over an hour now. So, but it looks like it's weakening, which is a good sign with, you know, new updates coming in. Still seeing this confirmed tornado warning in effect. Hasn't been extended yet, but like we saw with that previous confirmed tornado, it got updated within the last minute and a half before it expired. So we still got a little bit of time, right around a minute and a half until this one expires. If it expires, then we just have these severe thunderstorm warnings currently in effect, but
and I think
still seeing that in
I think they're gonna let it go.
You think? Okay.
It's pretty much gone now in terms of the rotation, as you can see, and then that would be the only warning that we have then in our viewing area. So you know, we are good to go with regular programming for the rest of the morning now at this point, as things have not only weakened, but they've now moved out of our area. So it's kind of got a little active there for the past, about 45 minutes to an hour, but thankfully we are looking at this to be moving out. But we do have damage that we know about. I know there's a lot of areas along my commute in that have down power lines.
Oh, wow.
Along Route 66 in Bethany. So there's a lot of major intersections that you've got no lights with. So there are the four-way stops. So just take your time out there this morning, as it's going to be just a slow go. And obviously then we got a lot of rain too. So there's the hydroplaning issue as well. So just take it slow out there, even though our severe weather is now coming to an end for the Oklahoma City metro area.
Yeah, Jack, worst case scenario happened. Tornadoes came up here right in time for the rush hour. So a lot of traffic, a lot of wet roads. And, the ground hasn't been seeing rainfall. So it's rock solid. It's dry. So all that rainfall coming down at once, it creates a little bit more flooding much quicker than if the ground was actually saturated just a bit. But it's been so dry, it's been so hard that, of course, whatever rain came down very quickly caused a little bit of flooding. Still seeing an actual aerial flood advisory in effect for the whole entire metro, including Lake Hefner, Edmond as well. Guthrie, you're on that northern end. Norman's included in that aerial flood advisory as well. But still seeing this confirmed tornado that might just about to get expired within the next few seconds or so.
Yeah, it should go away here in just a second. So, but yeah, we're going to be looking at
Just there, disappeared right now.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at we'll have to go check out some damage. There's going to be a few spots that have some damage, especially on the south as well as south east metro. But at least for now, our tornado warnings have come to an end. But there will be some areas that do have to deal with some cleanup. And just one more thing before we go, I want to take a look at our power outages.
Yes.
And you can see that these are the power outages for each of the counties, and you've got these are probably going to be going up a little bit. These are going to be kind of slow to come on in, but as you can see, a number of counties within the metro area do have, a couple of hundred to a few thousand outages currently, and that'll just probably go up as more reports come on in, but, not a lot of outages, but definitely some, and like I said, some of them do impact the your traffic signals, and so that'll be another issue there, just to take it slow this morning for that morning commute.
Absolutely, Jack. So we're about to go back to regular programming. No more tornado warnings, no more confirmed tornado warnings, but we're still not out of the woods. We're still seeing severe thunderstorm warnings that are currently in effect as that line continues that trajectory to the east. Now, Alexis, I know things are starting to improve, so things are definitely looking much better. So now let's get a little bit more into some news, not quite out of the woods when it comes to some severe thunderstorm warnings, but we'll get into some first and main weather coming up here very shortly. Alexis?
That's right, Conrad. I have been monitoring the traffic, and it is starting to lighten up here in the metro, and we'll be checking in on that later on in the show. But I think for now, we just have to go ahead and see you guys in just a minute.
Yep.